pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. First item of business is approval of the, that's not the right date. December 25th is not. We didn't meet on Christmas.
Geez, how many times that day that day?
He was working that day hard.
That'd be the 21st.
That guy in the red suit that was up there.
That'd be the 21st.
21st, okay. Approval of the December 21st study session minutes.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Next up, public comments. Not hearing any. The next item. The Board of Aldermen will approve the payment of the bills that are due for each fund as noted on the attached sheet.
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding Sunshine Preschool Daycare equipment. Last meeting we discussed the sprinkler issue, and I think Mr. Maurer and
Yep.
his crew was going to give us some guidance.
Yep, we certainly can not require them to install it since it's already a pre-existing building, and the city does not have any liability in that instance. So, it would not be our responsibility. Worse things happen, it's not the city's responsibility.
Move the wave sprinkler system at the preschool daycare of Sunshine.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a police dog. Chief, would you like to?
Nope, you're too far down.
You're in a hurry.
Oh, sorry. Well, I checked off the Johnson County. Okay, here we go. Discussion, consideration, we were going to amend the agenda. Discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a contract with Johnson County to provide detention services. Any?
This is I didn't see any differences from the last contract they had, and it's been reviewed by legal, so.
Prices are still $50 something a day, is that what they are?
I don't think their prices went up either. Blue Springs did, but this one didn't.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any additional discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, now, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a police dog.
I had several of the officers that were interested. They've asked many times about a drug dog in this city. It'd be drugs only, just a friendly, huggy, touchy, squeezy kind of dog. I have a 2.5-year-old chocolate lab that will make an excellent narcotic dog. And so I was going to train it for the narcotics. We'll use it at the school and on our calls here in the city and donate it to the city. And I put out an interest as far as who would be interested in handling it. Officer Harden was the only one that felt like it was the right time in his life to do that. So he would be the handler.
And do I understand the kind of the relationship? I mean, the dog is kind of officer specific. Is that true, or?
Yeah, the dog would live with him.
Okay.
He'd go home with him at night, and
So he would
be his partner every day he's here at work. They be trained on all the normal narcotics except for marijuana, which is legalized, so we don't do that anymore. Still in discussion with some people whether we would do fentanyl is a huge problem. I considered doing that, but it's also very dangerous to be around, so I'm not sure. Some of the departments nowadays are putting fentanyl on the dogs, but
I mean, it's going to be there even if you're. The only difference would be he wouldn't alert on it, right?
right. And the only thing we would have to do, which we should have anyway, is get the Narcan, because it works on humans just like dogs, just the same as it does with humans. So And that was my plan, was to donate that to the city, and Officer Harden would be the handler. I just wanted to present it to you and see if there was any opposition to doing that. As far as expense for the city, a little bit of dog food, and $100 worth of vet bills a year, and that would be it.
Do you have to fit a car a certain way for the dogs in the city?
Yeah, there'll be a cage put in it. I've already made arrangements. I got that donated. So that will be donated. I'm working on getting if you've seen some of the canine units have it's called a hot dog system, where if the car overheats, it rolls the windows down, turns the fan on, and it sounds the horn so the handler and pages them on their phone or text them. So that's all I am. I said pager. So it alerts them that the car's overheating, and I also have a place that I think is going to donate that as well. So that between the cage and the hot dog system, it's around $4,500, $5,000, but it's not going to be any cost to the city.
If an officer leaves, the dog would stay?
The dog would be, it's donated to the city, not the officer. We'd have to find a different handler.
Then is there additional training for the officer?
Yeah,
With the dog?
and I do that, and then they have to do a certain amount of maintenance training every week, so I take probably 4 hours a week. We have an Eastern Jackson County canine group in a Jackson County almost. They train every Thursday, so I would send him to that for 3 or 4 hours every other Thursday. But that's a group I started back 30 years ago, and they're still carrying on the torch, but I'm just not there.
Would we have to update our insurance policy at all or anything on that?
It's no different than having a police officer. Is all the insurance through Mike Keith here? Because they used Moperm in Green Valley, but they covered it. There was no difference, no additional cost, I should say.
I always check with them.
Yeah,
make
check.
sure.
Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Chief Edgar for his generous offer. We move to accept the police dog on behalf of the city.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up, elected officials' comments. I have a couple, we've had some conversations this week. I don't know, you want to give a little update on where we're at on the spray park? Or?
Yeah, I talked to Chris Piston this morning, and he said that he downloaded the application for the bond paperwork that I gave him months ago. He's filling it, in the process of filling that out. One of the things he stated was he's having trouble getting bonds because he's got so much difference between him and the lowest bond. It's, $527 is the next $1,000 is the next bond bidder. So that's giving a little problem. He asked if our engineers did a cost estimate before the project started, so I'm getting with Jim Ross to see that, and he's hoping if he falls within that cost estimate that the engineers did, that we could turn that in with the paperwork, and maybe that would help him out. As soon as you get that paperwork into me, either today or tomorrow, I'll send it to the ones and try to get it going.
I recall.
We will have to, like he pointed out today, we will have to extend the time at some point, because according to the contract he signed, it was supposed to be done by February the 27th or something like that, so that's not going to happen now. So at some time, when I was talking with Steve, we're going to have a discussion of what we're going to do.
And that was my other question, was it seemed that his was a partnership with Larkin, that Larkin was gonna build like the bathroom.
Yeah, Larkin was going to do the bathrooms.
Would there be any, could we maybe get a hold of him and see if they would want to flip, and I don't know, Mr. Mauer can tell us that, but if we found somebody else that could fulfill the agreement, since he has not made progress towards honoring his side of the deal, can we revoke the previous bid and reach that?
Yes, you can.
So see if Larkin would be wanting to take it and be kind of the senior partner, and then they could subcontract with him for whatever. I mean, Larkin is, it seems like they've done bigger projects maybe in I know they did work for me at the hospital, and they're bonded and insured, and have all the stuff. I mean, we did this gentleman.
Yeah, I guess according to
Quite a bit of
Chris,
time.
I wish he was here to talk for himself, but according to Chris, when I talked to him this afternoon, was that, the partner that he was looking to bring on was 10% of the cost to do it, and he didn't want to give up 10% of his money, so.
Say, we get 100% of nothing.
So,
George, do you have an explanation why, like, because we approved this back in September, I know before festival.
yeah.
So why were we just now applying for the bonds in January?
But he's tried it in December as well, but you
Yeah.
can't get them for whatever
So
reason.
is
Did
this
he-
a
did he
different
offer us-
funding? Because I guess I'm confused why we're reapplying if we can't get them.
Well, he's flying with the company that I was flying for in Lee Summit, and they said that they work with several bonding companies, and they could try to get him bonded to another company. And so he just had to fill out the application, and I'll send it to him, and.
I was just concerned because he's done water line repairs for us, true,
Yeah,
and so he's never been bonded, I'm guessing.
no. So, like I said, I don't know, it may be something we have to put on the agenda, I mean, I'll talk to Chris, I don't know if Lawkins be willing to be the GC on this and hire Chris, I don't know.
That is a conversation that's going on. The most ideal way is for him to get his own bond, going different avenues. It hasn't been successful. But if that doesn't happen, the second way is going to be to get with Sean and have Sean bonded. And, you know, we were told that could be done, that it could be bonded because it's kind of a joint venture deal. And you are right about what the estimate was for Bartlett West to start with on to do the project. His number come in within that area. Everybody else's number came in far above. The bond companies are saying, why can you do it for this? And they wanted this. Well, the fact of that is because they went in with 100% profit margin instead of a 20% profit margin, and that's where the cost difference is. Because he was doing it so the city can have a spray park, not because it was a big, high profile job to make a big profit margin on. So,
So like I said, we're gonna have to have a meeting, a discussion on one agendas to discuss extending the contract or switching it over to.
Go ahead and plan on putting that on the next
agenda.
next one, and if he comes up with everything between now and then, we can always take it off, but otherwise, folks,
Okay.
any questions, they can come prepared.
They're gonna change the bid considerably by making that switch?
by doing what now? By having Larkin get the bond? No, it will not change it much, you know.
So like I said, he's trying different avenues. As soon as I get the paperwork in, I'll turn it into Trend Rivers Agency doing Lee Summit, and we'll see how long it takes. And then hopefully I get, like I said, I'm getting Jim Ross to get that engineering estimate, and hopefully send that with it, along with to see if maybe they can get it pushed to. But anyway, it goes, it's gonna have to be extended, the contract still would have to be extended.
Yeah, that's true. The other thing was just kind of informational update, just what I was, and I will hopefully have time tomorrow to go through that. I was out of the office all day today. Just looking at the water sewer fund over the last 90 days, on September 30th, we had $100,000 in that account. On Halloween, we had $87,900. End of November, $77,000, and the end of December, $63,000. So you can see the trend line. So just looking to see, had Natalie do some analysis, but I want to look and see where do we have a leak. But that should be teased out if we're paying independents more, and I just haven't had a chance to go through the canceled checks to see if we paid them more. Or, I mean, that's on the expense side. There was some discussion that Casey didn't get the bills out in time, but that should have been a 1 month blip and back. It should have washed out over time, so that didn't really cover, I mean, it plausible if it had been the 30-day window we were looking at, but basically 120 days looking at. So just wanted to get some answers, because as we're, I mean, we've got the leak up here at the water tower, but I mean, we've had other sizable leaks and it hasn't ran, I mean, there's enough margin in the water, we shouldn't be upside down on it. So just something I'm looking at, just if you hear something, that's all I know today, but I just think it deserves a little more investigation. So we'll hopefully have something a little more solid for you next time, but we may need to Yeah, there's a fellow, I think he's from Iowa, the water weasel or whatever his name is, that he comes and sniffs out where the leaks are. So, something we might have. Otherwise, I have nothing else, so if you have nothing, we would take a motion to adjourn.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, folks. Appreciate your time tonight.